I'll just, okay, let me start sharing my screen again. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay, so welcome everyone. We are here at the MicroProfile marketing meetings. My name is Neha. I represent Garden State Jug, and I'll be the steward for this month. So I'm starting with Tetiana's help. Thanks for her. So we have a lot of topics to cover. So I don't want to waste anyone's time. So let's get started. The first one was actually for me, which is taking the lead in June and July. So I have started updating the document which Rustam created a couple of months ago. And I've just been adding some points and taking instructions from Tetiana, which was, she was the steward last month. So I'm just updating that. So I just have that update for now, nothing really other than that. And please remember to add your names here in the, if you are here in the call. So just keep doing that here. That's it. The next one is Jakarta MicroProfile marketing alignment. That's for John. Do you have any updates, John, on this one?
Oh yes, I am unmuted. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of punt on this if someone else wants to take the lead on it, and we'll discuss tomorrow or at some point. I sent an email off to Will. I have to check to see if he replied this morning, to see, you know, if we need to have another call. And you know, I took a shot at it, and you know, couldn't come to a consensus. So if someone else wants to kind of lead that aspect of it, we can do that. So just wait for a message probably on the CN4J alias, and once I just ping with Will.
John, may I ask, Neha, sorry about this. John, may I ask that you reinsert the 2 slides back into the presentation? Personally, when I read it, it was spot on. I had a few more things to add to the non-technical side, and we got really good feedback. So I do believe we will need another call. But within the 2 slides you created with Scott, I think we're in a good mark to move forward.
Like I said, I'm punting. So.
But you see, we need those slides to work on something. We like those of us that have replied and said we need the slides, are using your slides. So you cannot withdraw them and say, hey, create something new. Just, you know, allow us.
The slides are there. They're there. They're not removed from the presentation. They're just after the end, and they're kind of hidden, you know, using the hide slides feature. Mm-hmm. So like I said, I'm going to ping Will and see what his thoughts are, since he kind of leads it from the Jakarta perspective. And I just, well, like I said, I think we'll probably end up having another call to finalize that. The end. Sorry, there was a pause there and I didn't know what to do.
Okay, so I just added a comment so that we know where we are with this. The next thing is for Paul, MicroProfile branding and compatibility program plan sync. There was a mail. Is this about an email which was sent to a mailing list? Paul, are you there?
Yeah, I am here. Thank you. Okay. And apologies for just adding the topic earlier today. And you do have a full agenda. So if you do decide to push this topic off to the next meeting, I'll totally understand that. What I wanted to do was to walk through all of the elements of a branding and compatibility program, and kind of be clear about the pieces that the MicroProfile community needs or can run with and implement, and the areas of the compatibility and branding program that the Eclipse Foundation needs to, and just use that as a sync point. So it's not a quick discussion, but it is an important discussion, and it's one that you know, perhaps we could get into at the tail end of this meeting when you get through your other agenda topics, or we can schedule it for next time. And just to, and Amelia, thank you for recently sending over those links to the issues, the GitHub issues. That helped me. And so I'll just show you what I did, and it will take us a while to go through it. So I'm not sure we want to do it on the call today, but I can show you what I put together to frame the discussion, if that would be helpful.
Yes, Paul, and let me interject here. Thank you so much for joining today and pushing one topic that you want to discuss. For this kind of discussions, we have an alternative Monday for anything working group. So the next call that we can have this discussion fully, the 1 hour, is next Monday.
Okay.
And it's already scheduled. So we have it for all Q2. So we want to make sure that this call doesn't use 20, 30 minutes in one topic, because it will not work. Are you okay with that? And how quickly?
Yeah,
can you
totally okay with that. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
are you?
Go ahead.
I said, what you wanted to present, will it take 2-3 minutes? Or if it takes 5, 10, can we wait for Monday?
I suggest we wait for Monday, because my experience with this group is once we get started, we have a hard time.
It sounds wonderful. We have it already scheduled, and the call only goes off if we have an agenda. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the agenda really quickly after this call, and it's going to be just focused on that. And you can populate. We're going to populate via the tickets, and then we will send it. I will send it to the forum. Move on. And this is great. Thank you so much for joining today. I think it's a really good step forward to working with the EMO on trademarks.
Excellent, excellent. And I'll do my best to send something out ahead of time, so you can take a look at it before the call. Excellent.
You will have the agenda by the end of today, so you can add stuff there.
Okay, excellent. Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you. Plus, we always have questions, so it's good to have a separate meeting and discussing things. Okay, quickly moving on to marketing budget. We have a steering budget committee call scheduled for June 8th. John, is it any updates on that, or it's okay?
Yeah, I have to send out the agenda this morning. Just need to probably chat with Paul a little bit to discuss any kind of budget that we want to link to.
Okay, sure. Just added this. Okay,
yeah, John, we will get something out this afternoon for you.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and then I'll link it. I'll link to it and then send out the agenda.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It'll come from Sharon.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that we're gonna have it. What the topic is. So I don't. I still think we'll meet the 24-hour notice. We just don't have the exact contents.
Mm-hmm. And may I say, can you please use the Excel sheet we worked on and the presentation, the slides, PowerPoint that we work on, because it's already worked. We worked with Payara, with Oracle, with the Garden Jag, Tommy Tribe, Red Hat. So we want the work done the past months already included. We're not starting from scratch. And I want to make sure that we're respecting the work and that it's not deleting it, right? I will be personally extremely unhappy if what we see when we get the agenda is something absolutely that doesn't use the work done for, like we use considerable time for everyone on that mark and the mark, right? So please. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Paul kind of outlined it in the last working group call, right? Going back to the original presentation, or I think it was a presentation with a slide. And I think how we spend, for example, the marketing dollars is still up to us, right? Correct. So that won't necessarily be in there, right? So, I mean, we'll definitely be honoring.
We will reflect the allocation that was in the spreadsheet. That was in the, I'll refer to it as Tetiana's spreadsheet, because I'm not sure who's the. It was worked on by this group, and that's what we used as input for the discretionary allocation.
Correct, and it's super important. We haven't seen the new document. What I remember, Paul, you saying is that it needs to be that document. However, we added links to refer to the documents that MicroProfile community is using to gather the numbers, the percentages, and we want to make sure that the tracing is added. So please use the version that I copy paste and translated into PP Word, because it has the links and the tracing on when it was converted. I think this matters because the MicroProfile community has never done a budget before. We have operated for over 4 years without any budget. It was just, you have the money, let's do this. And I want to make sure that everyone is aware of how we do things and how we're accountable with the help of the EMO, right? We're not dropping it because the foundation is the one in charge of the accounting side, is the one that gets the fees and is the one that pays the, not the taxes, but it needs to help with the surplus when that happens. But to us, it is important that the tracing is added into the document. So with this, I look forward to read into the minutes, since I was one of the really pushy ones on transparency and budget since last summer, 2020.
I think lineage is important, and how you arrived at the numbers is critical. And our approach for that will be to do our best to preserve the actual numbers, so you've got the linkage. And if you choose to have a companion document that has the linkages to community discussions, so be it. That's
thank you.
That's fine with that. But our you'll notice some. Anyway, let's not have the budget discussion now, but
we cannot. It's just saying, when the minutes arrived, please use as much of the content we worked. It's not an Amelia show. This was everyone in it. Neha, like we had like over 20 people, I think 27 people in that call, different calls on that Monday, especially just for the working group. And it's recorded. And we want to make sure that everyone understands how we put the project plan of 221 into the budget, and we were that careful.
Yep.
And for me, I want to make sure that there's a clear lineage between the two. If you have a companion document that represents those same numbers, then that represents how you arrived at that. Totally cool. The numbers,
yeah, we have it.
Then the numbers that are in the budget will look very similar, so you'll be able to go from one to the other.
Correct, and it's all there. John, can you provide those documents, or do you need us? Maybe Tetiana can also help. We can all help. It's just that we will not adjust the agenda. We can just say this needs to be added. Don't worry about it. Let's not waste our time more on budget. Neha, call us out.
I was going to now. So, okay. So now the next item on the agenda is blog on MicroProfile 5-year anniversary. Amelia and Emily, do you have any updates on that? I know the anniversary is June 27. So 1 week before is the deadline for publication.
So I am aware, like the tweet went out with like asking people to put input. However, I have not seen any kind of addition in the doc. So it's anyway, I added a kind of deadline to that to that doc, and for people to vote to like add anything to the kind of the doc about how MicroProfile has helped them. The other thing, what I'm wondering whether we should like reach out to some influential people, like MicroProfile consumers, and ask them to like add any comments they have. So it's that's one thing. The other thing is like for that doc, there's a kind of some bullet point. I think all the bullet point need to be expanded. So I think here's a kind of the we will need like more people to jump in to just directly to add anything, add any help you want, and to get the doc kind of beefed up. I will probably this week I'm pretty tied up with a lot of things. So it's kind of in my spare time this week and next week, I'll try to add as much as I can. However, I think I encourage all others to collaborate.
Emily,
can you add the link to this document with the quotations that you were asking from people to the agenda? Because I for like do it fast, I cannot find it. Okay, so that would be perfect if it's added right to the agenda.
Yeah, put on the minutes.
Also, there is an outline, and Emily, thank you so much. I know the crunching time. So you and I are such a bottlenecks on this. It's horrible. But anyway, remember on the last call 2 weeks ago when I said that I will work on the backbone and that's an outline? I did work on it. Neha, can you open the issue and find the outline? I think I made the ticket. It has to be issue 454.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, what we need is to add the outline to the agenda in there. At the end.
Oh,
this
one,
there
right?
it is. Yes.
Yeah, maybe add this link to the minutes as well then.
It is already added, but not the document.
Oh, it's already.
Yeah,
Oh.
This is the document, the draft. Outline needs to be added here. And Emily, I sent it as soon as I created that thing. I sent a message to the forum, but to the marketing forum, asking if you and I wanted to work on this and have a deadline for the draft, for the draft. And it's not contingent on the quotes. So if you didn't see the outline, please see it, because I think we can have something a little bit more solid by next week. It's not much. We have all the information. And also remember that we have contributors that are users of MicroProfile who are already have written 2 blogs on how MicroProfile have protected their investment in the microservices ecosystem. They didn't move to Spring. They found MicroProfile, they used it, and we have the data at least of one consumer.
So,
Right. Yeah, I had quite a few days off last week. I just catching up today.
Don't worry.
I think probably I missed.
Sorry to interrupt. Should I keep this document or this document? Which one is the working document for us? This one we just looked at.
The one that you looked at, can you show us?
So this is the one, Amelia, you are saying, right?
Yes, this is the one. This is the updated one. That needs to.
So this is the old, I believe.
Oh no, that's different. This is kind of what people
these are
say.
the quotes. I've already added the mention to the agenda.
Yeah.
Tetiana, can you please help us change the title of this to say Twitter call out to action, because it's within the anniversary, but it's not the blog. It needs to be Twitter quote call out to action, something like this. But that is not confusing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that I don't confuse it. Thank you. So next item is a Spanish document review. Who wants to work with that? 425. Let me open it up.
No one will do it. The author is still working on it. It's an 18 pages paper. It is something that he's using for his PhD, and it needs correction, and we cannot do anything. The author needs to do so and pull us in.
Okay. Okay, so regarding documentation tasks, I've already been updating this. So whenever it is ready, sort of, I think in a week or 2, I'll have more ideas and I'll update more details on it. Blog publication approval document, Emily, Tetiana, anything on formalizing the blog publish process?
The blog publishing, we are waiting the answers from Amelia to the comments.
I did not work on it last week. I had PTO, like 4 days PTO. Yeah. I got to be like, I was out like Emily.
Well, I don't think this is like a blocking point or something, so we can wait. So for now, this is like, we are waiting the answers to the comments, and then we can move on.
Okay. So, okay, let's move on to the next item. Zoom admin for marketing calls. That's assigned to Debbie, issue 492. A document is progress. It needs screenshots from John. John or Debbie, are you there? I know John is here.
Debbie is not able to attend this call this month, but John is here.
Yeah, I still plan to do that. Sorry.
Still waiting. Okay. Next item is trivia documentation, which I think I saw somewhere. So what action do we have to do on this? I guess it needs to be done by everyone.
It needs to be done by everyone. Everything you are learning, what is true and factual, that is not moving on MicroProfile. from the beginning to now, right? And it can be technical. We have not added anything technical, but you should start adding it because we need to, the goal is to update the Q&A and the website, right? We haven't updated it since we launched the website the week of June 27th. So it's time for us to populate and start populating new information. And this is the document that will help us, and everyone can help. This is not a me or you, this is everyone that knows the stuff. Please add to it. And then we can populate the Q&A and the website.
So what is the definition of done here? Like, when do we know that we have updated everything and we have not?
We do not, we can update continuously because truth comes, we just need, I started the document with the hopes that others will do so. And this just needs one ticket to say update Q&A website, website, Q&A update, and something that is true, that has been already approved, so that there are no holes into the history tracing. And then just move forward, move on, and it's always open.
Okay, I'll just add a note so that we know where we can start on it. Documentation update, the MicroProfile wiki page located in EF site 461. It needs, there's no owner for this. Let's look at that. Update. So what the issue is exactly?
Click on the wiki in the contact tab. This is an update into the Eclipse Foundation MicroProfile page, right? And in here, only committers, like I have updated a bunch of information. Emily can update as well. I pull in Edwin because when he gained commit status, we needed to make sure that he knew how to navigate this page, right? And this ticket comes from that time. We are still not complete on the updates on this page, right? We have done just the minors, and now we need to follow up. So the ticket is pretty old, doesn't have a deadline, but maybe Emily, or, we can, if you have commit access, except from Ryan, that is not like, he will not play with this page, right?
Okay.
We can do that. So currently here will be John, Emily, myself. I'm not sure who else, but it's an ongoing thing. And
so what do you mean about this contact us? Are you?
No, it means that there are many sections here. I am using an example for contact us. If you say governance, this one was updated already. We did. It brings you to different things, but you say governance. You see, when we are updating the working group page for MicroProfile and the website, we're using that information to populate this page. As you can see, exact replica. So then we go in here, and this area has not been touched. Clearly, it goes by releases, but every single tab needs to say, like developer resources, right? If you go to not governments, developer resources, and the tab, yeah, there are some things that are not matching what currently is. And the update is the part that we need to work on, right? How many repositories are still open and are active? And all those things, just take a little bit of time to do so.
Okay. So this is there any time sensitivity to this? No, right? So someone can take it up. Okay. So I'm not adding any deadline here. Okay. So next one is it a good idea to plot a MicroProfile newsletter, say by quarter? So we need a template, and there is a GitHub issue. So we need to brainstorm here. Any takers for this? So do we have a vote here or somewhere, or how do we go about it?
That's a conversation. How do we go about it? Is it valuable? What do we gain from it? And what are others saying? Like Emerson, I will pull you in here. You are interested in communicating with the Spanish community, which includes Spain. How do you think will be the value for a MicroProfile, maybe quarterly letter that adds maybe the blogs that were pushed, some core things that the project did in that quarter? Do you think that will be valuable or not?
I think so. This will be offered a summary for the people to see in a single view, maybe what is going on in quarterly basis.
It's like
I
a
think it's a good.
concise information. Sorry, Emerson, you were saying.
No, I mean, sorry. I mean, it's a good idea to have a different channel to communicate people and consolidate information and with that kind of.
So how often do we issue this newsletter? Are we saying monthly we do the newsletter? So what's
This is
the
every quarter.
quarterly
Like-
micro profile update?
Mhm.
I
Yes.
think it's a kind of this could link with the releases and etc. If it's nothing happened per quarter, so what will be in the newsletter?
Nothing. So this is why when there is nothing.
Yeah,
to
so
say-
that's why I'm thinking instead of just directly like canceling this kind of thing, what about like add some more checklist on the releases? Like when we release 4.1, like we have proper announcement and has a newsletter associated with. And then similar thing will happen with the 5.0. So this will make the announcement and releases, I mean, more kind of the have more information, more content instead of just like, hey, we have released and now we are accompanied release with a newsletter. So I'm thinking instead of just like say, okay, every quarter we do it, rather than we just publish it when we do a release.
John, what do you think?
Sorry, you caught me actually updating the Google Group form on an issue.
So do you think? Okay, so Jag, what do you think? Then we have Cesar, we have Ed here. Do you think having a newsletter that is 365?
Yeah, I think a time-based newsletter doesn't make really sense. I would agree with Emily on this because making noise without news doesn't really create interest.
I'll add to it now that I had a chance to collect my thoughts here. I kind of agree with that too. Newsletter as we have a release out, but the newsletter could then maybe also link to other accomplishments or items, whether it's community, blog posts, or if we want to cover progress in between releases. I think that's okay.
Like what's coming in the next release, sort of.
Well,
preview.
I mean, if we know what that is, we never commit to anything, right? It's always, plans, or, to discuss, because you never know how a vote is going to go, right? And even the health check, which is what I was writing a Google group post on, right? We kind of changed what the name of the annotation is, right? So if we get into too many specifics, things change. So, but I like the idea of pointing out community involvement around blog posts. We could point to sessions, especially ones that have been publicly recorded, sessions on YouTube and stuff like that. Various conferences.
Yeah. So Tetiana, what do you think? Cesar, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the main challenge is that the newsletter is a buzz, and if there is no content, there is no people who is gonna write that buzz every month, every quarter, independently of the periodicity of the newsletter. Then is when that's I think the first challenge is, do we have enough consistency and diligence to come up with community content? Sure, we can provide updates. But if you're gonna send a newsletter that it will say just a couple of bullets, something new, then that means that maybe that we miss the opportunity to create a blog post describing those new upcoming features. But again, sending just one newsletter with one blog post it feels kind of entire bus for 100 passengers, just one person. So you start asking if it's really worth to make the newsletter, right? You still have the RSS for people who wants to subscribe to obtain the latest and greatest blog post. But I think the challenge to overcome is first to have content, and from there, I think and then activities also is another thing that we can keep track on. I think with that the speaker cards, we kind of know what kind of speaking engagements are. But that again depends on the speakers to have the leniency of saying, okay, I'm going to speak in this session, in this event. Otherwise, we and when I say we, the MicroProfile community will be the ones, taking care of keeping an up-to-date list and trying to come up with reviews from one event or something like that. So again, content I think is the main issue here.
Mm-hmm. So you everyone here has a point on let's not share noise and add value. Let me see, Ed, you're here. What do you think?
Well, this becomes full-time task if somebody's doing it. If we're going to do this on, some reasonable frequency. So, you have to ferret out what's new and what's interesting. You have to figure out how to do it in a, in a non mono-focused way, and it's not easy, right? The advantage is, someone can develop an audience. They can foster sort of some, a reasonable core of followers. So there's certainly, if you could find somebody who's willing to pick this up, certainly has advantages, but it's not an easy task.
Mm-hmm. Tetiana, what do you think?
Before answering, I would like to ask, do we have a system for spreading the newsletters or emails on a wide base?
No, not yet. And this is part of the discussion. My recommendation would be to create a subscribe. And Ryan, you are here, a subscribe button that says, this is coming in Q. If we decide to do this, this is coming likely in Q3, subscribe to receive news on MicroProfile. I disagree, and it will be very hard for us to use the community forum to push this information. It seems we have over 1,200 subscribers. We don't want to lose subscribers on these kind of things. These kind of, like Ed said, this kind of information is not for everyone. And you need to choose to read and to want to read. And for that, we need to foster that. Should we agree, and this is not for this call only, we should continue the discussion. And Neha, call it out, because a topic is going to be too long.
Yeah.
We continue to discuss this and see in June if we want to do it for Q3, because we need to create a template and add just like different things. And sometimes there will be nothing in one of the items, but then we will focus on more things depending on what we have, right? And see if it makes sense to send it or not. We are not attached and shouldn't be attached to limitations, but without the template and something that we can iterate, it doesn't work. And Ryan, what is your take on this? Because clearly subscribe.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's a lot of work, honestly. And I'm not willing to
it will not be a Tomitry thing. No.
But it's a lot of work. People don't realize how much even a quarterly newsletter takes to organize and get out. I mean, you could do a test by pushing out on social media and on the website a sign up for it. And if people sign up by the time next quarter comes around, if you have enough, you push it. If no one really does, or if there's 10 or 20, you don't. I think that might be like a nice way to see the interest from everyone.
That would be great.
Okay, I have to stop.
Do we have, sorry, one more point. Do we have on the blog some kind of RSS or something like with notifications, automatic notifications about new blog posts? Maybe this can be the first step, that we just add the button subscribe, and these people just will get automatic notifications from the blog when some new blog post is published. It seems to me in WordPress, we can do like the automatic stuff, and this will be done without work of people, and people will be informed. And in parallel, we will be gathering some contacts, and in future, if we decide to have some newsletters someday, then we will already have some base to talk about, because right now there is no base to send these newsletters, so there is no point to do them. So I think that one of the steps can be just like to make this automated sending out of the messages about the new blog post, because usually the blog posts are covering like all the new things that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Tetiana,
so
Tetiana Ryan, sorry about this. Tetiana, are you okay to send a Git ticket for the ISR, and then we can see if we do that? And Ryan, really good point on that, because we don't have a base. Tetiana, you nailed it. It's not about creating the blog it's about seeing if there is interest.
Mm-hmm.
So can we do this? And Neha, thank you for calling us out. Can we do that? So we have an item. Tetiana,
yeah, I will send. Yeah. Okay.
So
Ryan, excellent work on the feedback.
We'll check.
So I
in
got a
next
task
call.
out of this.
As usual.
No, not yet. Not yet. At least we're deciding. Let's see what it takes to do that.
Okay, so quickly just checking, we will discuss it in the next call and see where it is. We'll create the Git ticket and follow up. Okay, so not spending a lot of time here. Next point is the contributor onboarding wiki by Amelia, members contributors wiki as well, and the user
No need.
guidelines.
All of these are for the background. I think we need to put it on something that says for later. It's work in progress. It should be work in progress here.
Work in progress.
No need for update. I will update whenever there is something to update, but work in progress.
Sure. The next one is CN4J proposal. That's for CN4J Alliance joint message Git issue. Ryan has any updates? Add a call to calendar to finalize discussion. Is there any date finalized to have this?
This is for me.
Yeah, I see your name. Ryan will design the last slides.
I think
On the
afterwards
last
the
call,
change.
I was told I'd be informed that these slides would go in, and it seems like it's still being discussed. So I did not do any design work for this.
So any discussion date finalized for this? Do we have?
John already provided on the beginning. It was in general.
Oh.
It needs to be deleted in general in Brad here. This is why we need a very specific CM4J. So in general, there is an item that and John presented on it, said he has emailed Will. That is the same information.
Okay.
We need to delete general and bring it here.
So I guess John will add this to the agenda and discuss in the call.
What I am trying to do is work with Will on setting up a CN4J call. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, watch the CN. I just say will be discussed on the CN4J message alias, CN4J email alias. Next steps will, yeah.
CN4J.
So John, you started email for the voting, haven't you? When will
Not for
that
CN4J.
voting?
No,
Yeah.
not for you.
Is it kind of, yeah, on the CN4J alias, I thought you started the voting to see ask people whether they want +1, -1 for the.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of pushback from on the CN4J presentation messaging.
Yeah.
No, he didn't start. We're still working on the presentation. Neha, what I did, it was moved from general to the section. You can see the area that is suggested. So you can see it was moved from general topic to here. And there is nothing to discuss because John will figure it out. We have a call. It's already done.
Okay.
No, so, I didn't start an actual vote. I just basically asked for feedback on removing the slides, and the feedback was there's not consensus on removing the slides. So that's why I'm reaching out to Will.
Okay. So
for next steps.
Oh yeah. So you are right. So you started the email and finalize the messaging presentation. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
We are running out of time, so I'm going to push everyone. So next thing is MicroProfile compatibility logo call to action extended to May 16, which is already. So next step is Ryan will show and tell current 4 submission and how they look in diverse settings to enable final review. Any comments on that?
So there's no, I haven't set up the template yet to represent all 4 logo submissions, but that will be this week. Quick question to everybody. Where do you see these badges or logos being used on the website? Just top headers, different, or maybe maybe I need an exact link of a couple websites that are compatible and they would use it there, so I could put it there as a, well, if they don't mind me just screenshotting and putting a badge on their website, for example. I'm just trying to think of the best way to represent it in the most accurate situation.
Any comments on that?
Well, I saw some people are mentioning this like in the footer of the site, some pages like what they are compatible with. Some people are placing that on the like on the main page in the header, but this is really rare. Only if you have really like direct connection. So I'm not sure that many people, many companies will put this on the homepage main image.
So
Yeah, I mean, would it be like recommendations that you're talking about, Ryan, as opposed to like rules?
Say again, John, sorry.
Yeah, sure. Are you thinking of recommendations and not necessarily rules, or recommendations or guidelines?
Because it's more just being able to, how it would look in a real situation on a website, just to show the functionality and scalability of each logo. So,
like an example?
Yeah, exactly. Just showing examples of how it would be represented. Plus, there would just be the logos on the page, just trying to get a couple so people see how it would be used on a website and if it works or doesn't work. Because lots of times people can vote on a logo because it looks interesting, but the functionality of how you use it on the website doesn't really work very well. So I want to try to not have that pain later by giving the voters as much information as possible.
Ryan, can you, this is great. Can you have something ready to show for Monday call that is only about trademarks?
Well, this is why we're talking about, so I can get this done this week.
Okay.
But we kind of need to get people's thoughts on it. Or I'll just throw it on a couple websites and fake websites. And
my recommendation is to use the IBM, not IBM, but Open Liberty and Wildfly. Like we have the implementers currently already listed not in the website, but we have it in the slides for the CN4J messaging.
Could you put it in the ticket, just like maybe
I will.
websites, and
I'll
put it in?
Yeah, I will. I will post that slide there, and then you go into those websites and do the markup.
Screenshot it and I'll put it somewhere.
And then we have 4 different committers, four different members that have submitted logos. And then what you want to do, which is amazing, is to educate the MicroProfile community so that when everyone votes, they can see the examples. We need to choose, and this will help us first choose what goes into the votes, and what doesn't work, we can explain why it doesn't work. And that conversation first needs to happen before we even decide maybe 2 go to the vote or maybe 3 go. And I'm really thankful that you will use your knowledge so that we can do this without now. So it's really cool.
Well, then I'll just wing it, and I'll have an update by next Monday.
Mm-hmm. And I will.
The ticket will be updated before then, but I can share it with you guys next Monday.
John, you had anything to say? I saw you coming to life.
Yes, I mentioned 2 weeks ago some legal aspect for the contest. Having signed the contribution or the contributors agreement might be not enough for signing compatibility at the end with that logo. We need exclusive rights for that logo. We had the same issue at Adoptium. That's why I mentioned that here. Unfortunately, Paul has left the call, but we have to take care of that. And that is not part of the Eclipse contributor agreement because it's non-exclusive what you guarantee as a contributor.
So you're correct, John. When you are a single contributor, not linked to any member, you only sign the contributor and say in writing, I agree to donate this logo to the foundation for the usage of the project itself. When, for example, Tommy Tribe, the Tommy Tribe designs were selected in the Jakarta side, and we had to sign with the Eclipse EMO to say, the Jakarta project is authorized to use this on behalf of Tommy Tribe, and we had to sign the documents, the agreements. And that is true, it happens. For the MicroProfile side, we also had to do the transfer in this manner, because when the individual works within the organizations, it's very formal. So you're correct, we will do all of it, and only Emerson here is outside of the membership. For him, it's going to be easy should his logo get assigned or chosen, but everyone else will have to sign. You're correct. There is paperwork, and we will do it. Otherwise, no logo will go into. Everyone is aware that they will have to sign stuff. Don't worry about it. We got you.
Okay.
Yeah, but we need that exclusive license. The contributor has to give all the rights exclusively to the Eclipse Foundation. That must be make sure.
We did it last time the same way.
We have done it a few times.
Okay.
Okay, so shall we move on to the next item? So Ryan has one more trademark handbook progress. Slides are there.
Yeah, so this is the branding trademark booklet. I believe is this the right ticket? Yeah, so if you go all the way down, you'll find the latest version.
This one?
Here. It's available for comments. If anyone finds a typo or feels it's missing something. We obviously are missing the compatibility logo functionality and usage in this for now, because it hasn't been chosen yet, but that will be next. And we will add it in and do a couple comments rounds there. I think one comment round would be fine. And then it will be finished. Of course, this will grow over time and certain things will be changed, but it's a good start for a branding manual for MicroProfile.
Okay, so we will comment on that. Please, everyone do. Okay, so now we have next item, social media task. This is for Rustam and Tetiana. This is MicroProfile program plan slide deck, the Russian version, ongoing tweets. Is it done? I think it's done, is it?
Yeah, this one is done. The only thing that I think that we can close the ticket when it's already like packed to the Twitter. So
Okay.
Ryan, if it's already there, then I can close the ticket.
Is what where? Sorry.
You were like making the schedule of the tweets, so I'm not sure if you already put a Russian version about the program plan to the
Onto Twitter? I
yeah.
don't remember it, but I could have. I will take a look at that ticket, and then I'll.
Okay.
No. Okay, so then I still have to do this. So
Yeah,
is it
I remember it. It seems to me that I still need to create the image in Russian. I remember it right now. Yes, because
you
I
can also
created
just put the text in there, and I'll create it. I'll create the image. I'm pretty quick at it, and then I can just set up on Hootsuite.
Yeah. So this is so cool because we have 3 different translations. And Tetiana, you just asked for something in Spanish, so the design also needs to be created. And I send the information immediately before this call.
Yeah, I saw already. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow I will ask because my designer has the sources, so it will be faster. Tomorrow I will ask him to make the Spanish and the Russian version, and we'll upload them.
That's amazing. And you know, one of the things that I asked Ryan, maybe you can do it too, is to create a short link, right? We always create a short link, but every link needs to be with the language, right? Like it needs to be like, you know, in Russian and in Spanish and in English, because it gets shown into the tweets. You know, we're using Hootsuite, but it's just a nice touch that we're pushing one link.
She's talking about a customized bit link.
Yes, and I asked Ryan because he's the one who does this for us, and I have no idea how to do that. And plus, but maybe Tetiana, you can do it as well.
Well, as far as I know, this can be done only if you have like paid account in Bitly for customizing, because in free version, when I do the Bitly links, they are just like automatically randomly provided.
Ryan,
and
can you
cannot really have it in Russian. So because we use Cyrillics in Russian, and for links it doesn't work. So this won't be customized like that
in
anyway.
Russian?
Yeah. So
Ryan,
this will be like English.
Yeah. Can you? Is this a nice touch? Maybe I'm being too picky. Can you help us?
You are.
In Spanish? I am.
You are.
I am being too picky. Call my nonsense. Call it.
The link will be fine. Let's just let's do
Let's
it.
move on.
So same goes for the Spanish plan as well, or is it different?
No, the same.
Yeah, the same. The Spanish
Same,
also
okay.
waits the Spanish image.
Okay, so the other item I want to quickly, I have 7 minutes here. So I want to discuss the branding resources edition.
Call to action
C2A.
also, this one is ready, and the tweet is already there, like the text, it seems to me. And it seems to me it's already even scheduled, if I'm not mistaken, by Ryan.
It's not.
It's not?
Which one's scheduled? What are you
About call to action cards.
C2A.
Yeah.
You mean all of those? Can you refresh my memory?
Not all of those. There will be one message, one tweet with one general image. Go down, down, down. Yeah, there will be like one. And yeah, with one image like this and one message. It seems to me the message was a bit upper.
So Tetiana, you created 2 images. In this call, let's decide which one to use. Here, hero one, not the hero one, but the super fun, or the regular one. And who likes what's going on? That's what Tetiana is waiting for.
So the difference is the background. For people who cannot find the difference, on the one background there is a superhero with MicroProfile logo on his chest, and on the other one is usual MicroProfile background from the side.
I would do the hero one. Why not?
Yeah, I already go into the ticket and plus it. They say, but this is the call. John, what do you think? Emerson, Emily, Ed, Cesar.
I have expanded the view if in case anyone needs.
My first response was, why is that person pulling off this shirt?
Showing his MicroProfile soul.
So up to you, Tetiana, which one you want to put there.
Okay, let's go with the shirtless man.
Yes,
let's do this. More shirtless man.
Ed, that was a good one. So good.
I have not figured out the difference between these two. Oh, there's a background. I see.
Go to the ticket. Go to the ticket. You have 12 hours. Tatiana, you can decide with Ryan when to push it. But I already voted in the ticket. Please vote in the ticket so that there is tracing. Let's be careful on how we provide feedback.
Okay. So please comment on that. Then we have create Hootsuite account for MicroProfile social media. Ryan, anything on that?
This is me. It's all created, except I'm having a little trouble connecting to the Facebook, but I should have it solved soon, tomorrow or something. But things have already been scheduled on Hootsuite, and yeah, it's up and running.
So we'll close it when it's completely ready. Okay.
I'll close it after the Facebook is connected.
Sure.
Ryan, I have a question on this. Because we're using Hootsuite, we can correct things that are already scheduled for the rest of the year without hassle. Is this correct?
Yes, but not because we scheduled so much before on TweetDeck. Whatever's there is stuck there. It doesn't automatically just shift over to be able to be edited. So the damage is already done for the year if we need to change anything. But in the future, yes, we can edit things.
Okay, so then we will need to, I will send a ticket. I will open Edwin's ticket. I noticed a grammar mistake with the verb within the blog, I guess. I will submit that, and I thought it would be easier, but it seems that we will have to delete everything. So
delete everything, why? If there's an issue in the actual tweet?
Yeah, it is within the tweet, sadly.
Okay.
It's a copy-paste quote from Edwin, and for some reason it adds the S, it's wrong. And it went out today, and I only noticed it today, and I was like, with HatSuite, we are fine. This is going to be no problem. But
okay. I'll take a look in HatSuite. I don't know where I scheduled it.
Okay, so we are running out of time, but I think there is one immediate task that from the website that we should probably take a look at. That's for Amelia and Ryan when sharing the word in street about MicroProfile. Anything on that? There's no ticket created yet. I see a ticket created. Yes, 406 for that, right? So we are getting started.
It hasn't gone forward for sharing the quotes on from the partners or committers.
Okay, so we'll check
still need
back.
to be done.
Check back on this. Anything pressing that we need to discuss right now? I could go on with others as well, but we are running out of time.
So I have a quick suggestion on the two versions. Tetiana, is that possible? You can split these two into two comments so that we can vote directly on the against which comment, which version. So one with a hero, one without. Otherwise, it's kind of
I think you can just wrote in the comments image with hero, image without hero, and this will be clear.
Okay, so which Amelia said super version, is that with a hero?
With a hero, yeah.
The first one is the hero version.
Okay, I can't do that either. So it's as well.
It took me a while to see that.
Like, I love
it's visible. It's visible only for people who work with design all the time, like Ryan.
I noticed it immediately, and it made me smile, and I loved it. I had a problem with the wording, but I was like, yeah, we need to go with super women like powers.
I have excuse. I have glasses. Anyways, we are at time, so I think thank you everyone for attending the call today, and it was super fun. My first day was very good, so I'm very happy. Thanks Amelia, thanks Tetiana, and thanks John, and thanks everyone for coming today. So I guess
thank you.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye everyone.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.